What is up, and welcome back to another episode of the Miseducation of Music, where Alex has already cracked the beer open, and we have Christian JaLon in here for the second time. What's up?
Hi.
I'm
Hello.
loving quarantine for just bringing people to the show, and just we got friends to talk to, like especially for people like me and Alex who love to talk. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we're so glad to have you on. How have you been? How have you been?
First of all, did you just say I was a friend? Oh my gosh. I'm a friend. Oh my gosh. Second of all, how have I been? Yeah, I'm tired, but I'm more, I don't know, I feel like I'm more motivated than anything during quarantine.
For real. I was about to say, you one of the hardest working artists out here in quarantine. We've been
quarantine,
seeing you do a lot.
and doors are still opening.
That's what I'm saying. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. That's why I had to make sure we had it all written down. You've been doing so much in these, last was like a month and a half worth of quarantine.
Man.
So look, first just to give you a praise, since the last time you was on here, you've dropped a project, Emotional Affair. It was awesome. We did some stuff with that too.
Yep.
We
Hopefully
did.
we can release some things soon and things get finished. If you're listening, Anwar.
Anwar, shade.
No, but it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. Everybody's working at their own pace, but it's going to be a super dope project just from the clips we've seen already. So hopefully we can show that soon. But other than that, there's this new app called Voicey that I had heard about. And you were trending on the app right when I had heard about it.
Really?
Yeah, like that was cool. I had just heard about the app, and then I saw you were trending on it, and then you were like posting about it and stuff, and I was like, "This is crazy."
I'm sorry for people that don't know what this is.
Yeah, no, tune Alex in. Tune Alex.
I was just gonna say, is Alex the one who doesn't know what this is?
Yeah, baby.
So basically, Voicey is TikTok but for musicians.
Okay.
You find different beats and production on the app, and from real producers who you connect with outside of the app, which is really raw. I found some of my faves.
That's awesome. I didn't even know about that aspect of it.
Yeah, you sing over them, and you can split them up and harmonize with yourself and things of that nature. And one of the producers, actually, who I did a collab on it. You can collaborate with other artists. So imagine my favorite artists, some of my favorite artists being on the app, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they left a space for a collab. Let me show them that I can sing because I want to work, right? One of the producers, I did that with this singer named Kenyon Dixon. And Kenyon and the producer, I guess they were cool. I did it. The Voicey ended up trending on the app, and the producer heard it. I didn't know much about the producer, right? He's awesome. Like, yo, this is fire. Boom. I followed him on Instagram. Comes to find out this man produces and plays and everything for so many celebrities. And it's like, oh, shoot, crap. Oh my gosh. This man just told me that I was raw. So yeah, it's TikTok, but for musicians.
It's a big deal. It's a huge deal.
It has way simpler implications as I can see.
Another fun fact, Ollie Barnes, one of the co-founders, I don't know if he still does, or if he used to, but I know that he used to or still does work with Universal Music. And Ollie Barnes has been pretty prevalent with my Voicey. So it's like, God, if you're saying
cut the check.
Like, look, if there's some money to be made, can I make it? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
You're catching my drift.
That is so awesome though. Like, look, and that's just so crazy. You could do that from your phone. Yeah, like literally.
I'm gonna throw shade real quick. Not shade, but just some good knowledge.
Oh no, talk it.
If you don't know how to properly engineer or know how something should sound, I will say that the Voicey app it should just be used for fun.
It'll expose you if you not playing
around. Oh my
gosh.
Okay. And my pianist, Ryan Alexander, one day we were just randomly talking about it. He was like, them FX be a little too off. And I was like, cut the chord. He was like, cut the chord. And I hate us for that.
He was like, look, I see what they was trying to do with that effect, but it didn't really.
It didn't
translate over. It was supposed to be reverb. It did too much.
There you go. But it's fun.
That's hilarious.
And yeah.
That's so crazy. But speaking also on your pianist, you also had an audition recently. If you want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She going crazy in quarantine. Come on, you gotta flex out here. Like you came on the show. You gotta tell them what's going on.
Flex. No, I'm still. Okay. So I have fun fact about this audition. I've never been a fan of competition or things that will seemingly put other people ahead of someone else to gain an opportunity that someone else in the lineup wanted also. And I've always told myself, I've had conversations with homies about it, like, I don't think I could ever do something like that. I've gotten emails before from, like places like The Voice and American Idol, and it's just like, no, thank you. I don't want to be a part of something like that, right?
Flex.
That's what I'm saying. These little
No.
Humble brag.
Emails from The Voice and American Idol, and
But this time around, I saw it like 3 times, and then one of the times was in my email, not from them but from Vocalo Radio. Vocalo let me know that, wow, speaking of Voicey, I'm getting notifications, okay. Sorry. Vocalo, they were like, hey, this is happening right now, I don't know if you know, but we're partnered with NPR and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh snap. I'm like, okay, this is the 3rd time I've seen this, let me just, whatever happens,
NPR.
I was like, let me just do it. So I had hit up my manager and I was like, I want to audition for Tiny Desk. She was like, I just saw it. She's like, she saw the email. I'm like, bet. So I rounded up my band. I was like, hey guys, NPR is having auditions and I want us to do it. So everybody in my band, they were down. They were like, yeah, we gotta be 6 feet apart for it. Everyone, had their stipulations. Of course, if you saw the video, you saw how
everybody was keeping their space.
Yeah. So, we came up with a date, the song, and when we got to the church, because everybody had drove down to Freeport, and we did it at the church that my father pastors at. And when we got there, I was like, okay, I changed the song, so let's rehearse really quickly. And
what was the song supposed to be originally, if you don't mind sharing? Because I know you ended up going with the Untitled.
The song was Untitled. What I did was I rearranged how the song is played.
Oh, so it was the same track, you just rearranged the whole okay. Hey, well, shout out to the band, because I was listening to it and y'all went crazy. Like, if y'all did that arrangement that day, that is impressive just as musicians. Like,
we did everything that day. And what's crazy? I'm gonna get into it, but okay, wow, I have so much. I'm sorry. Okay.
You good.
So, the song is produced originally by Wax Roof. He's my executive producer, my main man, my go-to. I need to be, hey, Wax, I need you to do this for me type deal. But the live version is arranged by Crofton Coleman of Melvin Knightley and Amber Sky. And when the band got here, I was like, y'all, I rearranged it. I want a different sound. So we went over it, and it didn't take them but maybe an hour or 2 to like really get it down. And it helps because my bass player and my saxophonist, they both teach music and read music, and they know they
were just transposing on the spot. They were like, we got it, it's cool.
They were literally feeding off each other. And at one point, my saxophonist told my bassist, she was like, you know what? Change this and you would sound great if you just went crazy like this. So my bassist told my saxophonist, she's like, how about instead of you doing it there where Christian originally said that you do it here? And my band and I, we're so close-knit and tight-knit, and it was really a God thing for us coming together when we first got together 2 years ago, that we don't, when somebody else has an idea over something else, we don't be like, nah, but I like that. It's not that. It's just like, hey, that's tight. Let's keep it. Or
it always makes sense.
Literally. So then my manager, she's the one who recorded it for us. She's already, very tech savvy and into videography and photography and things of that nature. So it literally worked. But that day we planned to meet up at 12. And I don't know, the end all be all of it, or, if Tiny Desk will choose us or not just yet. But I will say, God is faithful, because we were supposed to meet up at 12. We ended up meeting up at 4 because my pianist had a family emergency with his mother. And everybody in the group chat was like, we're going to wait for you until you give us your word that, your mom is good, that you're on your way, we're not moving. Like, everybody was full on supportive. and literally got there at 4. We ended at 8. It didn't take nobody no time to learn new arrangements, and we got it. I mean, we recorded it so many different times. The rehearsal, we literally just rehearsed for 2 hours and recorded the last 2 hours as many times as we could to get the best possible one. And then what's even crazier is just some of the things that, you know, have just been happening around this entire thing. Again, I have no idea if Tiny Desk will, you know, choose our audition to move forward, but I will say that I'm just extremely grateful for everything that's led up to it and everything that's coming after it. I really do just have to look at God and like give him all the glory, G, and the thanks, because the supernatural activity it's insane right now.
I mean, look, that's just insane, period. Y'all had new arrangement, auditioning for Tiny Desk, started 4 hours late, and it still came out to be that great. Like, I mean, we're definitely going to have a video in the description. So, like, everybody, if you could pause right now, go over and watch it. Because, I mean, look, it's worth it. They went crazy.
Oh, thank you.
You're doing a lot during quarantine. See, we've been bringing artists on so we can ask them what they've been doing to keep up with the creativity. But, I mean, look, it's all, you got it online. You telling everybody what you're doing already.
And you want to know what else is crazy? My saxophonist, none of us in the group chat knew, but when we had
you didn't even know that saxophonist who came in?
No, I knew him. What I'm saying is,
like, what? Like,
Spencer's been with us for a year. Oh God, no, I do know Spence. I love him. But when we agreed on the date and everything, and we were like, okay, y'all, 6 feet, masks, gloves, you know, just not exaggerating, but just really trying to be precaution. But we were also joking. Ryan did come in with his mask. We did try to keep 6 feet though. But our saxophonist, he comes in the chat and he's like, yeah, I already had it, so I'm immune now. And we're like, you had the COVID? Nigga.
Whoa. I would have been like, hey, man, like.
So most of us are like, you sure you want to come out here? You sure you want to,
like, hey, man,
and so I'm literally, when I tell you, G, 2 years ago and last year, God surrounded me with a team and bandmates who are just willing, available, teachable, accepting.
I mean, like, not a lot of people can say their band can do all of that.
We rock. We cold. We look cold. I can go hold you. We got us something.
So, is there anything else you're doing during quarantine right now? Like, is there anything else? Like, did we miss something in here? Like,
so my homie Mo Moses and I are working on an EP.
Oh, and you got a project on the way.
It's not emotional affair part 2, but the subject is the same. Alongside that, you know, I'm trying to get together some quarantine style music videos. I'm a huge fan of videography and visuals. And you know, to have all of those different gifts in one, it makes the artistry or the release and the execution of artistry, it should make it easy, let me say that. Because you have literally everything at the tips of your finger. Regardless of lack of resources or quality and resources.
Exactly. I mean, like, you see how, like, we switched the podcast over. I mean, of course, this is like a different quality from the 4K camera in the studio, but you know, like, it's still, you know,
it is what it is.
Gonna make it happen. We're not gonna let it stop our creativity. Like, it can't.
There you go.
That's why we want to get people on here. We got to have other people talk about it too.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm just doing that, and I'm still working on that book that I told y'all about last time I was on the show.
I remember that.
And what else? You know, just trying to get my focus back on me, Jesus, the cross, and God, because your girl ain't got no time for nothing else, boo-boo.
I love it. You had that answer so ready.
I've just been on Twitter. I've just been looking on Twitter. That's all I'm going to say. I'll just read Twitter.
Wait, but do you see my Twitter post, Alex?
Yeah, I see them.
Literally all down. That's all I've been tweeting her out. Literally, God, Jesus. Hey, hello, it's me.
Yeah.
It's me again. I'm talking to you in front of the masses. Like,
in front of the whole world. I need you one more time.
Just want to let you know I'm here. I'm trying to do your will. Like
That's it. That's the one. That's the one, Josh.
Oh, I love it.
So, go ahead.
One more thing I'm working on, and we're working on.
Oh yeah.
A little visual something for Emotional Affair. Once
Definitely.
Anwar decides
yeah,
that we're
exactly.
worthy
And I
to
think
have
it's gonna be super awesome too. I mean, it was our first time diving into something visual for this podcast as well. That's why I'm really excited for people to see it. Oh, just got a little 10-minute warning on here. We're gonna start another call in a second, but just to finish talking about that, like it's gonna be super cool. It was awesome to just, be on location. I really want to I don't want to talk about it too much because once you get all of it together, it's gonna make so much sense. It's gonna be such a beautiful, project.
It was a fun time.
Together.
It was fun, and I really did. I appreciate y'all's willingness and y'all's availability, and it was.
Oh, we are so down for creative projects.
Oh yeah.
Like anyone who's listening, we are so down for creative projects. Wherever we can just use this creativity and do more.
I agree, G. It was fun, and if you're watching this and you have any creative ideas, bruh, I just want to let y'all know that Josh and Alex don't just specialize in vocal engineering. They are well-rounded, literally.
Josh is very well-rounded. I'm more half-rounded.
No, Alex is a
Nah, Alex, you're not giving yourself enough credit, man.
Not at all,
dude. Over here,
I'm just the mouth. I can talk my ass off.
Today. He almost broke his computer.
Yeah. That's
how?
Just try to export these videos. It took our first video that went up. It took me 18 hours to export it.
18 hours.
My computer was running for 18 hours straight, and then it took another 5 hours to get it on YouTube, and then 2 hours after that for it to be available in HD.
Yeah, it took me 4 hours to put my video from my camera to my MacBook, and then another. I don't know. I've been working on this since last night, and I just tried to export it, and it just said no.
This is I got it. This is why I was like, "Hey, Anwar, I feel you, man. Hit me when your progression goes." Because I know how it's going for me, and I'm not even cutting extra shots into nothing. he got fish going into people.
He got the turtle, the sun.
Not me. I'm over here just trying to put the intro on it, and that took me hours. Just to get the little video. But
I just get patient with him. I get it.
Trying to get better at it, and I mean, I got a whole appreciation for what he does. So,
go ahead.
I want to talk about some current news. Just because we got you in here, I want to get some of your opinions on the current things that are happening. Have you heard the new? And I'm going to talk about this for the next couple weeks. I just want to point that out right now. Have you heard this Savage remix with Beyonce?
You know I have.
Come on. Have you heard it, Alex?
Indeed.
Alex, look, I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this out of the podcast, but I'm about to play it on here right now. You need to hear this song right now. We're just gonna take a second. Dude, I don't think you understand. Beyonce is now a rapper. I don't care.
She's been a rapper.
I don't care what nobody says. I could care less what your opinion is. Beyonce.
Help write these bars.
Yeah, no, Jay-Z has writing credit.
She been a rapper.
Oh my God, I can't even get it up on my iPad. What's going on today?
She literally has the best ghostwriter of all time.
She has it's 10 people listed on this track, man. It's not just him.
Cheap, right, cheap, drop it low this wine. Texas up in this thing, put you up on this game. I be parking my friend, gang. If you don't jump to put these on, baby, you don't feel my pain. My two-seater and my mama was a savage.
Nigga got this thing them ad-libs. Do y'all hear them ad-libs?
I need them out the clean the floors, too much trip. Oh, not like a bird. Hold on them like bird.
That was such a dangerously in love ad-lib.
What?
Did you hear that? Beep. That was a dangerously in love. Literally, G, the whatever. That was a dangerously in love run and ad-lib and harmony. That was not new beat. That was old beat.
It's so good. It's crazy. Like, I can't believe that, like, she just threw that at the end, like, nobody was gonna notice.
Man,
Like,
nobody gonna notice. That
I was
OD.
like, I have to listen to the song all the way through now because I know it's there. Like, every time. But, like, there are so many writers on here. The Dream is actually also credited as a writer on here, along
He writing for her again. Oh my God.
along with Sean
That's why
Carter.
she gave us that's why she gave us that, the Dangerously in Love.
Probably.
Because
like,
Dream,
honestly, just to see the writers on here are all like longtime Beyonce writers, and like I'm like, oh, this is good. Like,
so whatever B7 sounds like, her newest album is gonna be a hit if they still in the.
Oh yeah, if she's making a new project, like she's just letting us know she about to rap some more.
I'm about to cry. I just want to be signed by her. I want her to sign me. I want her to mentor me. I
didn't know that she signed Chloe and Haley from
Hallie.
That's crazy. And the one of them is gonna be the Little Mermaid too.
Her name is Hallie, Josh.
Hallie? Hallie. Gotcha, Hallie.
But yeah, what's crazy is, so Chloe, the older sister, in the Fighting Temptations, she played Beyonce's younger character on the movie.
Stop. She was in that movie?
Yes. And then
I'm also in love with the older sister. That's just a fun fact.
Chloe is a baddie.
That's her name. Perfect. I've been in love with her since the first episode of Grownish.
So then on YouTube, their first song that they covered was a Beyonce song.
Yeah.
And so 2013, I believe, is when Beyonce saw Pretty Hurts.
Oh, their cover of Pretty Hurts is crazy.
Sickening.
The range, I didn't know that they even had range, because they did the intro for Grownish, and I didn't even find out about Grownish. But like once I heard them do the Pretty Hurts, I was like, oh, that's a vocally demanding song. Like it is. Like it's like strenuous. It goes so low and it goes right all the way back up to the top.
Yes, G. So everything for them with Beyonce literally came full circle. It was wild. Supernatural. We love it. We love to see it.
That's awesome. So cool. But weird segue, but I'm gonna take it. Acid Rap. 7-year anniversary is today. Speaking of a smoker, a chain smoker, in fact. Last track on the album, back when Chance was smoking Marlboro 27s.
God bless.
And, dude, I know that because I was a huge fan, but I'm wearing my Chance hat today because of the album's 7-year anniversary. That mixtape was so amazing, dude.
I mean, that was a groundbreaking mixtape.
Were you also a Chance fan?
Baby, was I? Let me tell you, I was in a relationship, quote unquote, because I was only like a freshman in high school.
Yeah, that was like 20. Was that 2013 when that dropped? Correct? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
2013.
And I was in a relationship, and I told him, I was like, oh my gosh, I'll never tell Chance this. I hope he never sees this. Sometimes he sees my tweets, but
I hope he does. That'll be hilarious. Keep talking.
I respect his wife too much. Please stop. I literally told my boyfriend at the time, I was like, I'm not gonna be with you for the rest of my life because I'm a married chick. And then, what's crazy is my older brother put me on to him. He was like, Chris, you gotta listen. He raw, he cold. But at the time,
my cousins put me on too. Like,
but at the time, Chief Keef and Herbo and them was popping. I was like, I don't want to listen to no more trap music, drill. I'm good.
I was over the whole drill scene by the time Chance popped up. I was so ready for Save Money. Like, I was like, okay, drill is here. I need something else as well.
I need some substance,
Exactly.
So then my brother and I were walking to the barbershop because he was about to get his haircut. And he like, nah, just listen. I forget which song he plays me first. But I'm like, okay, I'm trying to play it. He decent. I get to the crib, download the whole album. I listened to that junk, made him my header on Twitter, got on that junk. Everything Chance. Okay, let me follow. Oh, he on MTV. Watch. Oh, he got an interview. Watch.
He did a MySpace commercial with Riff Raff.
Wow. He was in a cart, right? He's in a cart?
He's in a shopping cart.
He's in a shopping cart, yeah.
Commercial with Riff Raff.
And so literally, that's when my homegirl across the street, Shelby, shout out to Shelby Grant, my neighbor. She
know Shelby Grant? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, Shelby.
Wait, are we talking about the same Shelby Grant? Wear some glasses?
Yeah.
Stop it, G. We don't know the same person right now.
We do. I love Shelby.
Fam, she used to work in the Museum of Science and Industry?
I think so.
Fam, bruh.
Oh my gosh.
Bruh.
Hey, Shelby.
Bruh, G, I can't believe, I know exactly who you're talking about. That is insane.
Hi, Shelby. I'm trying to give Insta more light. It's okay. But Shelby,
I'm gonna have to shoot her a text or something. But yeah, no, keep talking. Wow.
I could shoot her a text too. We should after.
Because I knew Shelby when I was in high school, like when I was listening to things. Like we were both in the museum program. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we talking about the same person too. That's crazy.
Gotta be, because Chicago ain't but that big.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's gotta be the same person. Now look, keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you because I was just like, wow.
No, it's cool because I get it.
Right
Nostalgia. So Shelby goes, Chance's having open mics. I'm like, what? Bet. So found out the information, G. I start going to the open mics. The very first one, I was not supposed to be meeting him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and two of my other friends, Alex and Picasso. We stayed behind and we literally, all the mentors, Rachel, she's actually one of my mentors now. Rachel is the one, she was like, I'm sorry, but you have to go. And Rachel at the time, we didn't know each other. We had just met. She's like, you can't be here right now. It's over. You got to go home and blah, blah, blah. We were like, okay. We stood there. She walked away, ran our black behinds up there. I stood right next to him, took a picture because he was taking a group photo with everybody who performed that night.
And you just hopped on in there?
Took my picture with him. And I was like, oh my gosh, my brother told me that I would never meet you. He was like, he a goofy. Period, Chance. He
a goofy.
This girl, Kiara, in my high school, me and my homegirl at one point, we was talking. I was like, I'm going to meet Chance one day. We going to be cool. We going to work together. Boom. Kiara said, you ain't never going to meet him. Posted pictures. Oh my God, Christian.
Proving everybody wrong over here.
Yeah, I see you. Then I kept going to the open mics, and his brother, Taylor? Heard me sing. Mm-hmm. He heard the song that I had dropped. And everybody
got a Taylor Bennett story.
Yep, yes I do.
Everybody got a Taylor.
Yep.
We got another guest coming on. I'm going to have him tell his Taylor Bennett story too. This is just going to be a new series.
No.
Because Armani Day had a Taylor Bennett story too.
Let's leave Taylor alone.
I've met Taylor Bennett 3 times.
Taylor actually got me in good with his brother. Whoa. Okay. Wait. I bet. So Taylor actually got me in good with his brother, G. Taylor heard the song that I had released when I was like 16, right? And he was like, wow, has Chance heard this? I said, no. So he was like, after open mic, I need you to stay after. I said, okay, cool. I didn't think twice about I didn't think much of it. Afterwards, and that day, I was sick, and my parents, the light don't want me to be great, y'all. My parents, that day I was sick. I didn't go to school. My parents had a rule. If you're sick enough to stay home from school, you're sick enough to stay from anywhere, right?
Oh, yeah.
They let me go to that open mic. But they let me go to the open mic. So I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. Get so there. Nice. Taylor like, right? Taylor was like, I need you to stay after. I stayed after. And he goes to Chance. He's like, have you heard this song? Chance is like, nah. So he plays it, and Chance is like, can you sing for me right now? Mind you, my voice sounded like I had been chewing on rocks, okay? So I tried to sing, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm sick. It's not working. He was like, no, but I can hear you still sound good. So I kept going, and then he asked me and a couple of other students, he's like, y'all want to open up for my Teens in Park Festival? I'm like, yeah. Gee, why did I open up for Kendrick Lamar? My first real big, huge performance. What the heck? All because of Chance the Rapper. It's like
crazy.
Because I was defiant at the first open mic.
This story came full round right here. You know?
Wow.
I do have a couple questions though, because Alex asked one, and I'm with him on this one. You got a friend named Picasso?
Picasso?
I do.
Legally?
Does he do art?
He does do art. He's a rapper and a poet. No, his name is not Picasso legally.
Okay. I had some questions.
I thought it was gonna be like Picasso Jones or something.
Though. You know, I had a question about it because he said Picasso, and I was like, okay, so I did hear it. I just wanted to.
No,
it was an artistic name. You know? That's dope.
Yeah.
But that's so crazy.
Oh, good.
What was your first exposure to Chance, my man?
So, I'm sorry, you cut out. What was it?
I'm sorry. What was your first exposure to Chance, my man? Since we're talking about all this Chance the Rapper on the Acid Rap anniversary.
Yeah, I want to say it wasn't even. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even on 10 Day at that point. Actually, I had heard Bubblings.
I had heard 10 Day, but I didn't really catch it. You know.
Yeah, no, I had heard rumors, or not rumors. You know, I heard like talk about him before Acid Rap came out, and then. If I remember correctly, he was dropping videos leading up to it. So he was dropping like Juice. He dropped Brain Cells. He dropped.
No. The Brain Cells video was for 10 Day.
Yeah, you're right. No, yeah. So it was Juice, and I think he dropped a good intro.
Oh yeah, that one with when he did the
cartoons,
Chicago buildings, and one of them turned into Cobb.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I started to hear. Yeah. So excuse me. I started to hear those. Heard about him, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna just listen to 10 Day. I'm gonna listen to everything he put out before. So I started listening to everything. So I was getting pumped, and then I still remember I was in geometry class, Mr. Lazaroff.
Hey,
Laz Daddy, and I remember being in class when that dropped, and I remember like going right after school into my car and just playing the entire thing on the way home.
See, my move used to be to go to the nurse's office when things dropped during school, and then I would just hide in the nurse's office bathroom with my headphones in for the entirety of albums. When Beyonce released her self-titled album, I went to the bathroom, purchased it, downloaded it, and sat in there and just like listened to the.
I think I did. I did the bathroom thing.
Like,
I remember
just hiding in there. Like, honestly, we were not the only students who did it. Like, there was a chair in there. You just go in, you just sit. Like, I think she knew. You know, it was one of those things. Like, but I remember. Yeah, I think I went to the bathroom to like listen to it because I think he also. There's a video I actually tracked it down a month ago because I was like, I remember that video. He was live streaming just him and like some dude in the background. They're just like smoking and
weed.
He was playing the shit.
Yeah, and he played Smoke Again. And I remember I was so hyped to hear that beat. Just it sounded crazy just on those speakers, but he was like going crazy.
Dude, it was so insane. Like I remember that one specifically, like with Ab Soul on it too, which is crazy. Like, man, it was just some insanity. That dude changed music. Like I don't think people give him enough credit. He got 3 Grammys on a mixtape. Like, Even though people talk bad on the big day, it's like he did some stuff before that. Like
he did. Chance has proven himself as a rapper. He's proven himself to be musically inclined, and just because we all as a collective might not enjoy the latest project doesn't mean it doesn't unsolidify what he's already proven himself.
My wife.
We actually had a comment.
I love my wife.
Comment on YouTube about this exact topic. I'll read it. It was from Rodder Evan.
Shouts.
Friend of the show. He said, going off being a bad fan, he was saying how much he disliked the big day, but ultimately it was all fluid because it was just a different artistic direction. It wasn't that bad. It was just like, it's okay to love the creator, but not the latest creation.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great way to put it because, like, I feel like, I know it's not just me because there's got to be some other people who listen, like beating ourselves up about being bad fans just because you don't enjoy the latest work. It doesn't really make you a bad fan. It's just like, ultimately, you're just like, I preferred another creation, but I'm still here. Like, you know, still stand by your work. Like,
yeah.
Even like Chance's worst stuff is better than some people's greatest. So,
let's
be serious out here. I take the big day over a decent amount of albums.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wanna go back to the in school big releases.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us one. I know you got a story.
I do, and it's a Chance story. So literally when he dropped, I believe it was Coloring Book. I was in lunch. It was me and my best friend. We were the only two like kicking it in lunch. I wasn't that popular in high school anyhow. I mean, I knew people, but I didn't
wasn't
really see
either.
the folks.
Hey.
Period. Gang, gang. So he drops it. I'm like, oh my God, it's here, right? I throw my headphones in. My homegirl she just sitting there looking at me, right? Get to one of the worship songs that he has on there, and by this time the bell rings for me to go back to class. While I'm walking up the stairs and worship, crying on the staircase because Chance then gave
that album infused gospel crazy.
Jesus.
Like it was a dope combination. Like I put it up there with like how Kendrick infused jazz for To Pimp a Butterfly. Like that's how well Chance threw gospel into hip hop. Like the marriage between them was so seamless. You just heard one project. Like,
and I didn't even care about the fact that I was going back to class, G. Like, I just kept them
like,
in.
it wasn't something to feel like it was like, we need to like this. This isn't the popular music. It was the popular music. Like, he brought it to the masses. Like, what Kanye attempts to do, but kind of like shoves down your throat in a way,
I'm gonna.
It can't go a whole episode without bringing up some Kanye.
Never.
But we can.
No, it's impossible.
No, high key.
It is so impossible.
Jesus Walks is what put me onto Kanye. I remember I was very, very young.
Oh, that's one of his coldest. Let's be honest. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, we were kids, right? We were children when that song came out.
Like, I still got it. Like, it was such a good song.
But I was a kid, G, watching the music video on when they showed us music videos on TVs back in the day. They don't do that no more.
In jail walking at the beginning with the chains.
I literally only cried because Jesus walked with me. I was like, oh my God, Jesus! I don't know how old I was.
That sample is crazy.
Yeah,
like, he used it so perfectly.
That's the only time Kanye seamlessly included Jesus into any of his music without it feeling forced.
He showed it could be done though. At the same time,
he did.
So, I would say that he pioneered a path for the people like Chance to come up.
I need him to really. I like Jesus is King though. I enjoy that. I won't lie to you. I enjoy it.
You talking about the one with just the choir?
Yeah. There you go. Fun fact, my TT Claudia is singing in that choir.
I listen to it. I like it, but like it still angers me. Like when I hear Soul's Anchored, I'm still like, all I can hear is So Anxious by Genuine.
Soul's Anchored.
And it's like in my mind, I'm over here like meeting at 11:30, and I'm like, oh wait, hold up, that's not what we talking about. It's so close, like it's crazy. And then like with Rain
down. I'd be like, wait a minute.
And then what was the other one? He did Weak too. I was like, I get so weak in the knee. I'm over here messing up the whole words because they made it God by changing about 4 of them.
End up twerking to reformed R&B.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, this is really reformed R&B. That's the best way to put it. Has it stayed in your rotation, Alex, as a super Kanye fan? Has either Jesus
Walks
or Jesus is Born?
Wait, the newer stuff?
Yeah, the last 2 gospel albums.
Josh,
I have a weird relationship with that because I'm like a stan when it comes to Kanye leaks. Like I don't really do that for other artists.
It wasn't supposed to come out.
Right. So what he did,
Yandhi leak tape.
Exactly. Yes. So what was supposed to be that album, it kind of already leaked online. What he had was a full album, a somewhat full album, and then I guess he said, I'm not going to swear anymore, so he rewrote like pretty much all the verses.
The New Body song with Nicki Minaj and Ty Dolla $ign didn't make it because he was like, I'm not cursing anymore. And that was a completed track.
Yeah. That whole song was done.
He was like, I'm not cursing. And I was like, Kanye, that's not a requirement.
Yeah.
Kanye, hey, it's okay to say hell at least once a day.
So I like what I always remember is I only know it as the one from the leak, but The Storm, is that still the name?
Is that the name? I don't remember. Yeah, I know.
The one where Ty Dolla $ign is singing like I can't even do it. Yeah.
After the storm is gone. Oh
yeah.
If I could sing, I would really be able to help you, but I can't.
Yeah. That's better than any of mine.
I would be able to help you.
I was like, you know, because in my head, I know exactly what the notes are supposed to sound like, but when my mouth opens, the devil intervenes in between that pattern somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not going to be great there. The same way that light is holding you back. My throat cords holding you back.
All right. It's time for over, under. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to think about some topics that we think are going to be overrated or underrated. That's why we want your opinion, Christian. We might butt in our opinion here and there, depending on what it is, but it can be anything.
Oh, we definitely will. I don't even.
Yeah, we definitely will. What am I talking about?
We're going to throw our opinions in as well.
Yeah. So, overrated, underrated, that sort of thing. Let's go.
Okay.
You also have to. You got to use at least a sentence to defend your point.
Yeah, sentence to defend it.
Drop a bomb and leave. You can't just go, it's overrated. And just quit. No.
Yeah.
You got to defend your point.
Okay. All right.
And it could be anything. So it's not going to be like, it could be something serious. Could be music. Could be something mundane. It's just whatever comes to my crazy head, whatever.
You can throw it out too.
Yeah.
Got you.
Alex, kick us off, man.
Twitter. Overrated, underrated.
It's overrated because it's a social media platform and everyone literally just has to be on it. And sometimes it can be a cluster, excuse my language, a clusterfuck filled with energy that we don't always need to be exposed to. And sometimes we don't take the necessary steps back from that social media platform. So everyone is like on there oversharing and doing a lot more than what they need to be doing, in my opinion. And so I believe it's overrated. I just think if we learn to use it in a better timely way, not what we're posting necessarily, just in a time frame, we could
thinking before we do it for some people.
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way. My friends were even telling me this week, they were like, you're not as active on Twitter as you used to be. I was like, because it's toxic.
Super toxic.
I literally, my Twitter notifications come in. I got like 28 notifications right now because I just get people's tweets who I like, just push notification on my phone. I don't open the app. I'm like, I can only open the app like maybe once a week now.
I follow thoughts. I had a Twitter forever. I never used it. I just started using it this year. But I realized I only like to follow or look at things that make me like happy because trust me, there are people that retweet things or tweet things that are just like that ruin my day.
I've unfollowed people off a retweet.
Hey, that's good.
I feel like you're bringing too much negative energy to the timeline.
Yeah, dude, I just want to go there for like memes and like funny stuff. I don't want to go for like your relationship issues or like what's like you subtweeting people or like you subtweeting your boyfriend about like just like I don't want to do any of that. I just want to see like
relationship fight, and I feel like an awkward middleman because I'm reading subtweets.
Yeah, it's like you're looking at somebody's text message. Like you don't want to see that. Like you don't want
the screenshot.
It's like you see some girl on there who's just like, "Yep, I'm single." You heard? And you're just like, "Whoa, wait,
like, why? Why would you do that?"
That dude, like, oh my god, like, how did I get involved? I feel involved.
We're too personal on social media, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think if every tweet we had to go in front of physically all of our followers in like a podium and like say it out loud. Can you imagine that? Like having to go up to a podium and saying like lit as fuck right now, just smoked 3 blunts.
Stand there.
Yeah, just like having to go on stage and be like, damn, I just twerked my ass off. And like you know what I'm saying? Like you have to like think about it like that.
You gotta read out your tweets.
If you can send your tweet to your mother, then it's a good tweet.
Yeah, you gotta send this tweet to your mother and grandmother at the same time.
Yeah. If they approve it, then that's good.
Get off the app.
It's a bad place. I like to describe it as a Kanye album, a beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy. It's
I knew
crazy
that's what
place.
You were gonna choose.
I figured you were gonna get more Kanye worked into this.
Of course.
Now look, I got another over.
Wow.
Oh wow, that is right there. That. I thought about doing College Dropout up there today, but I picked Anderson .Paak's Malibu.
Amazing album.
Great album.
I love that album.
Groundbreaking.
5 songs about Jane. The middle is a Count Basie. That's a great vinyl right there.
Come on, Josh.
A little feng shui.
No,
yeah, definitely.
Basie
But
It sealed the deal. Sealed it for me.
No, this is just the collection that came to DeKalb. I got some Herbie Hancock in here. I got some Miles. I got some first press Ellas at the crib. Ella Fitzgerald is one of my favorite singers in the world.
So what you're saying is you're rich in your music. Yeah. Yeah.
I love the music. Now look, I got an under over for you right here now though. Kelly Rowland.
Underrated. My good sis needs the entire world to back her up like we back Beyonce up, and
Whoa, you think she deserves Beyonce backing?
Kelly has so much potential. She just needs the right
potential
team.
And talent be different though.
Shut up, because she got talent. My good sis has talent. You're not gonna, Josh.
I think she got talent. I'm
not gonna let
Beyonce. You think she deserves the Beyonce fandom? You think she deserves the Beehive like for a day?
Kelly got bands. Kelly got a man.
Kelly got
a house on the hill
for a day.
Kelly got a house on the hill. Kelly got ass. Okay. Have you heard Kelly? The song Kelly with her just talking shit, G?
No. But
when we get off,
might be the point for the underrated.
I'm gonna send you the link. Kelly's feature on Sierra's song. What's the name? My Girl, something like that. It just.
You see how it's a little forgettable though, you know?
It's a Sierra song. I listen to the song for Kelly, not CC. I love CC though. But Kelly is underrated. Kelly can sing. Kelly can perform. Kelly is extremely artistic. Kelly got a big house on a hill.
You know, she's just not Beyonce though. Like, you know, and like you just the initial statement is the only thing that's getting me. Like, Alex, could you see a turnout of a Beyonce type crowd for Kelly? For Kelly?
No.
I don't care what you can see for Kelly.
Not at all.
I'm telling you what it is. What she needs.
Might be rated properly. You know, now that I said
I'd say that. Yeah, she's rated properly.
She might be in her lane, you know, 'cause, you know, she got her big house. She don't got the Beehive though. That's what she like.
And that's unfortunate. Kelly doesn't have in my opinion, she doesn't have the proper team. She's extremely wise, actually, like really, really wise.
Bet. I mean, look, I will give credit to all Destiny's Child members for just, you know, all still being relevant in some way, in some way, shape, or form.
Get out. I'm sure there's a door somewhere.
I bet.
But yeah, I think Kelly, y'all are.
God.
I think Kelly is underrated. She needs a better team and a much better fan base. We don't do everything
when she
the way
out
we
on
do.
That motivation, I was like, "We're giving you your praise was due." But you see, like once it went out, I was like, "Okay, Kelly, come back when Beyonce does the Super Bowl again."
If Kelly, you know, really like put in the work and dedication, everything Beyonce has is earned. She's worked for it.
It is.
If Kelly worked,
I will give you that. But when I think about Beyonce, it's like I've been watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, and I feel like Beyonce probably the same way as Michael Jordan. Like I've seen both documentaries, and they kind of just similar, you know. Like they
what if they were like, what if?
Because it's like, look, Scottie Pippen was cool, but he ain't Jordan.
No. But what if they were like, all right,
was dope.
I'm sure there's a door in here somewhere. Find it and walk through it.
Wasn't Jordan. I'm just saying, you know, like Kelly's great for what she is. I didn't think that was gonna stir up so much controversy. I thought
because I'm a Kelly.
I can tell you are a Kelly stan. I didn't even know that before this. Like you would think I would have looked that up.
And it's crazy. Hold on, wait, my light.
The light don't want you to be great again.
But look, G, I tweet and I post about Kelly as often as I can, but Kelly doesn't do much. You know, Beyonce, even when she's not making music or releasing music, she's still doing something. Now, Kelly also needs to get recognition just for how stylish she is, because them Instagram pictures be going crazy.
I don't even know if I follow her on Instagram. And I feel
See,
bad.
that's
I
your
feel
fault.
like I
That's why
should
you.
follow
That's
her
why
on
you think. That's
Instagram.
why you don't know.
You're a
That's
bad
why you don't know,
fan.
guys.
I'll eat that one. I'll eat that one. Like Kelly
you
Rowland
don't
is one of my core listens. But I mean, I do appreciate her music. I don't think she's a bad artist in any way. Like her voice is great. It's just like I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I
She
think
don't. Somebody.
put
Okay.
her in the right spot. Okay, hold up, then. Carrie Hilson, under overrated.
I'm sorry. As a Beehive member, I can't talk about it. Sorry.
See, I knew that was gonna happen though, because I was like, if you this much of a fan of Beyonce and Kelly, there ain't no way. And I think Carrie Hilson was underrated, very underrated, very underrated.
I'm sorry, but I won't even say her name.
This is how Carrie Hilson got kicked out of the music industry. Beyonce fans.
I
Everyone who's listening right now, we have an episode called "What Happened to Carrie Hilson." Go back and listen. Go back and listen.
I actually wasn't a part of that decision making, as I at one point.
That goes back to Twitter too. Twitter just being crazy. Carrie Hilson got bullied on Twitter. Out of the music industry.
Out.
I mean,
with a great catalog of music.
What it Queen B won't no smoke with me? What I mean, BB Auntie BB already. She been saying
it was a bad diss. Like nobody was done with Meek Mill after he had a bad diss at Drake.
No, it wasn't a bad diss. It was Beyonce. You don't. Who
you
is
got a point.
who?
You got a point. You got
who wants that kind of blood on their hands? And you didn't even get the blood. You didn't even get no flesh.
You scratched skin.
She didn't even touch her
bodyguard.
You missed. It hit the air. Air ball. Brick.
It was rough. It's a rough diss. It was rough. Now, hey, Alex, you got one? I think I just threw like 2 out there, but it was just because I had to prove the Carrie Hilson point.
Do I have one?
He's thinking, I see the gears are turning.
Gears are turning.
The machines are rumbling.
I'm going to say quarantine? I don't know.
How I don't know how to rate that one either. Do you
Quarantine,
know how to rate that one?
I do. I'm going to tell you, it's for me personally, quarantine is overrated for the simple fact that I was doing it before they said we had to do it, not because of the COVID, but because I live in a very small town and I ain't nothing out here to do.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel it's underrated for the same reason though, because I'm just like, I was already in the crib. I'm just chilling. Like,
yeah.
I'm just
That's valid.
time. I'm just sitting. I was like, it kind of messed up a couple plans for, season 2 of the podcast because we were going to do way more video stuff,
Yeah.
But like, we're still going.
But
I have one. I have a legitimate one.
Okay, what's a legitimate one?
Cassette tapes. I don't know why they're still around, but the reason I'm asking this is because
those back out more.
Yeah, because I'm subscribed to Travis Scott's mailing list for his website because I bought Sicko Mode on a 7-inch vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And as a single.
Talk about your reckless purchase history later.
Reckless. It was a pretty dumb purchase, but I like it. It's a little record. I love it.
You like it? I'm glad.
I bet. But yeah, so I saw that he put out the Scots, his new Kid Cudi collab, on vinyl again for 7-inch vinyls, but this time he's actually putting it on cassette. So I was like, really? I was like, is that just to have it physically, or is that coming back? Like, what do you guys think of cassettes? Like vinyls, I think have been around. I mean, they've been around forever, but I think the resurgence has popped up in the last 10, 15 years. But
Definitely.
Cassettes. What do you think about cassettes?
I'm part of second wave record collecting.
Yeah.
To be honest, a couple of years ago, and this is still a plan of mine, I wanted to release all of my pre-released projects on cassette tapes and vinyls and CDs, because I do believe that at some point radio and media of that things, it's falling. I mean, it's already falling. you already have so many media coverage companies that are losing employees and firing employees and not keeping up with their social media presence or even with the physicality of their, magazines and things of that nature. And nobody's really doing like real hardcore physical things anymore. And I think they're underrated. I know it's a vintage way of listening to music, but I don't think we have the correct appreciation for it that we should. The simplicity of it, it's way easier in my opinion than like streaming a song and then like having Apple take that extra 10 about your bank account when you ain't really got 10 to
when
give.
you could just purchase it once. I see that. I definitely see that.
Yeah, I get that.
I think
it's literally having subscriptions with Spotify and Apple and all these different, it's like you're paying for the music that you've had for like 2 years in your thing for every month. You're paying in your playlist every month. You're literally.
I never thought of it that way.
And the artist is still getting less money because of this.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Cause what my coin? Now
well, I mean, like even in the realm of like streaming as it relates to podcasting, like it would be different if podcasts were still on a download basis because we would get more for the download than we do for the stream.
Yeah.
Like by us being on Spotify, Apple, and all these other sites, now we're going by stream, YouTube by stream. Cassettes, it would be a one flat rate. You want to listen to this? One flat rate.
I guess people pay for the ability to discover artists, like instead of.
I think that's why I like it too.
Instead of like, let's say Drake drops this album tonight. Instead of us having to go to iTunes and pay $11 for it, $12 for it, we can just stream it. Or if that's
for the albums that are not worth it in totality.
Exactly. Like I'm excited for this tape.
Like, I would have paid for like 3 songs on here, but like
now, if you don't think that I'm gonna get a little wasted with my girl and we're gonna play that very loud and get complaints from the cops tonight when that drops, you got another thing coming because that's gonna happen tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't give a fudge if you don't want to review it, but we're gonna review that next episode.
The Drake album.
Okay,
I'm so excited. All right,
we'll be reviewing the Drake album.
I've been a Drake stan. Through and through.
I knew that there was no way around it. It's all good. All I'm saying is you're going to probably have to listen to an album that you're probably going to hate, and we're going to review on this show.
Okay.
So
if that's what
this is going to be a tit for tat on the show.
That's fine, dude.
Review Drake. We're gonna see, man. I'm gonna put you onto some Broadway. We'll start doing some Broadway reviews.
I'll listen to Broadway. I'll listen to 4 Broadway albums for every Drake shitty album that you want that he puts out.
I don't know. Drake may go crazy. Now look, I do have one last under over, and as this one's gonna be crazy though because I did show one side about this, but I do still have a different opinion about it. So, what do we think about the Savage remix as far as it pertains to it being under or overrated? Not the quality of it, which I feel we've already expressed, but is it under or overrated?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to it with like headphones on, but
I mean, like including the hype surrounding it.
I think Drake does this all the time. Again, to bring back Drake, but he's
Drake.
like,
I'm talking
about.
No. I know. You said the hype.
Of Meg the Stallion in the Beyonce track.
Yes, but I'm just trying to tell you that.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, cool. I thought she was on a different topic. Sorry, no, you're good.
No. Yeah. I'm talking about this. Like Drake is the king of taking a song that's hot at the very moment and like remixing it or like adding to it, and that like I think it's gotten kind of. To me, it's a little old. Like
what, remixing tracks?
No, not remixing tracks, but like
say, what?
No. I'm talking about like I don't know, like a bigger artist like Beyonce or Drake remixing a song from a smaller artist. Yeah. And like there's a way to go about it where it's like well done, or you're just doing it,
or you do the Panda Kanye.
Or you do the Panda Kanye, which is just a horrible situation. Yeah.
Stretch Part 2.
Yeah, so dumb. Yeah. Basically buy the track and put it on your album. Like, there's a way to do it and there's a way to not to do it. Like I said, I heard it through speakers, but I'm gonna have to listen to it again. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say rated probably for this one. because I don't think Beyonce does that too often, where she takes tracks and
She
remixes.
doesn't
like
at
that.
all. I will say that Beyonce, and wasn't it Blue Ivy who had said she wanted it to happen, and that's why it happened or something?
I have no clue. That's crazy.
She gave her mother permission to do a song while in quarantine.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. Because I was like, Blue Ivy was number 3 trending on Twitter.
Yeah. Okay.
What it's like to be a kid who's trending.
Now, do I think the song is over or underrated?
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious for your opinion as well.
Are we talking about the hype of the song or just the song?
Everything together. It is all encompassing.
The hype of the song is underrating the song because there's not enough hype. That's it.
There's not enough. So you think this is still underrated?
The song
I saw Beyonce take up the top 6 of trending Twitter over this
I don't
track.
care. Top 6. She's number 2 and she's not even top 2.
The only things
top
underneath
2,
it were Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat.
That came out tonight, but baby, I'm not gonna listen to that.
But I'm just saying, like, she took over the top 6 on Twitter. I think it's a little overhyped. It's a great track. I think the song is amazing. But, like, I was seeing people.
I'm gonna
I was
post
like, have
this
you even
clip.
heard it yet?
This clip specifically right here, I'm gonna post so Be Happy come and attack you. I'm gonna make sure I tag you.
So I can have like a
That's it right here,
angry
guys.
Beyonce fans on my Twitter.
I'm gonna make sure.
Carrie Hilson
I'm gonna
out of
make sure.
podcasting.
Swarm of bees. Swarm of bees from the hive.
Yeah, look, I
But
need
no,
to get
I
out of here
think-
before I say something crazy. So before we get out of here, is there anything that you want to plug? Anybody?
I guess Broke Fiends, if that ever happens.
Definitely. Yeah, Alex got a podcast on the way. Hopefully we're going to get
Yeah,
get
so
executed.
permitting that my computer doesn't explode and permitting that I finally get the hang of this. It's done. It's in the editing bay, if they say it like that. It's just it needs to get out of the editing bay. Yeah. It's in the boat. I just need to push it down the river. So the suspected date was
It's a very interesting analogy.
yeah. So so Broke Fiends is a podcast again with me and my girl Nicole Crespo, my girlfriend. She's awesome. I think that we're hilarious, and we had enough whatever you call it, insanity, I guess, to think that we would be funny. So we're gonna put it on a podcast. Basically just talk about our day-to-day lives and being a couple and all that fun stuff. And I think the idea just came from quarantine, like, talking to each other like all day, every day. And just
You're like, hey, we should
Nothing else to
record.
do.
yeah, we should record this.
funny?
Exactly.
What's
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. So
Like,
quarantine is a
that
blessing
joke I just
now
made?
in disguise. Yeah. So
Hey,
we
here's
can
an idea. Okay, I'm just
exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Write that down. We're gonna record that shit.
Exactly. Yeah, she writes all the stuff down that we should talk about. Yeah, she's pretty thorough. But yeah, so as long as we get the logistics correct, that should be out soon. I was going to shoot for April 1st, but I don't even know when this is coming out.
You say April 1st?
I'm sorry. See,
I was like, gee, you
May
missed
1st.
that.
Whoa.
May
Whoa.
1st. It
That's
might take a year.
tomorrow,
It might take a
Alex.
year actually. So who knows?
May 1st, 2021.
This one podcast is like working on an album.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Get early access. Yeah.
Then when y'all finally
Nothing else
do
to
it,
say.
playback.
Yeah.
May 1st.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. You definitely heard it here first if that shit's going out in 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
Promotion's gonna go crazy. We got an 11-month rollout.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop teasers.
A lot of teasers, a lot of clips.
I could drop like a
Guys, you gotta
minute a day
interview
of the podcast.
You got to interview
just
him on this
imagine that?
podcast for promo.
Yeah, exactly. Like the entire podcast would just be promo. Like
Yeah.
the entire show is like the underlying gag is that it's just promo. The show never comes
The
out.
underlying gag is
Like
is
just clips every week of a show that doesn't exist.
This podcast, the Broke Fiends podcast, is like Jay Electronica's album.
Yeah,
It'll get out when it get out. Like I don't
We're gonna
know.
See you in a decade, and then you're gonna get a sponsor who's gonna be the third.
Yeah, exactly.
wow.
Joe Rogan's gonna come and do an episode with you.
Yeah. So who knows when that'll come out? But be on the lookout for that. Actually, we do have the Instagram ready, but there's nothing on it really. But you guys can follow
We'll
us.
follow it still. We'll link it.
Yeah, it's Broke Fiends, but Fiends is spelled Feenz. That's our little hook. But yeah, so there you go.
Creative.
Creative. We're good.
Christian, what else you got coming up? I know we talked a lot about your stuff. Tell them where they can go to see your NPR video as well, your audition while you were flexing going through The Voice and American Idol email.
Please stop.
When you stumbled upon such an
Please, Josh.
opportunity.
Please, nah. YouTube.com/CHRISTIANJALON, and it should be like the first video and uploads. And then I also want to plug the content that Josh and Alex and I worked on with Anwar and
Definitely.
2 of their other friends who helped. I can't think of their names, and I'm so
shout
Bobby.
out Bob and shout out Rod, my homies.
They were really, really helpful and so sweet.
Yeah, no,
throughout
they've both been
entire
on the
time.
show too before, so people who are longtime listeners should know who they are. They go crazy.
They do. And we're
Rodrigo
gonna
was
say
holding that light. He was holding
He
that
said,
light for
"Hey,"
you.
until he has to go to work.
I want to point out that he texted me 2 times this morning, and he was like, "Tell Christian I said hi," and I actually forgot, so I'm glad that we were just talking.
You didn't want to just send me the
Because
screenshot.
because he had tweeted, when you had tweeted, he was like, "Yes, please make this happen," and I was like, "I'll tell you say hi," and I did not do it. I talked to him yesterday too, but now I did, so it didn't all end before I could say it. He was catching you with that light. He is a huge fan though, like for real.
You know what's crazy? You all's interviews, the first one even and this one, y'all are the only, and maybe now because y'all called me a friend earlier, so I'm gonna say it now because we are friends and I'm comfortable. Y'all are literally like the only like folks who've interviewed me that I can really like. I don't have to be so reserved with, like, my personality can like come out. I don't have to be so, oh yeah, no.
We don't want media trained. We want.
That's what I'm saying. We don't want that. We want you to come here. We want you to come here.
We be laughing
yourself.
and joking, and I can be loud, and it's like, oh my god.
No, that makes me so happy to hear. That's literally all we try to create right here. Like we want people to come on here and just be able to be themselves and just chop it up. That's all we want to do. These are the conversations that we have. Like, why not just record them and share them with people? And at least, tell people what you're doing. Because, not everybody out here flipping through these emails where you flipping through these emails. We got to let them know you out here flexing. Let them know you.
No flex, just work. No flex, just work.
No flex, just work. I like that. I want that on like a T-shirt. No flex, just work.
Just work. Come on.
What?
No flex.
What? That sounds like some merchandise. Maybe we'll have to cut that out of the podcast.
Okay. I want my 10%. I'm lying.
Oh, we can work out some percentages. Per shirt.
Oh, we should all tweet that as soon as we get off, guys. Come on, let's be corny and do it.
No flex.
That would be like the first tweet that's not like related to promotion for the podcast.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
Yeah, the Twitter's just a promotion machine.
My Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat is all miseducation. Nothing else. I don't want to use it for anything else.
Yeah.
Promotion.
Smart. I keep trying to do that for myself.
No flex, just work.
No flex, just work.
I went on a 10-mile hike last weekend. There's not one photo of me doing it on a regular Instagram. Like, no.
But I want to see those things, though,
I'll follow you on my other account then.
You got a Finsta?
No, I don't. So let's get out of here. Thank you to the Miseducation of Music.
Oh, yeah, I found that too, by the way.
Thank you all for being out here for another episode today. It was awesome to have Christian in here to tell us about all the hard work she's been putting in during quarantine and all of these blessings that have been raining down from what I hear. So it's really cool. We're going to have everything linked in the description. Thank you all for joining us. Play this podcast for your auntie, your grandma, your baby mama, your dog, and everybody. Come on, this podcast is great. Listen to it with the family. Listen to it with your girl, whatever it may be. Eat some food like Alex did. That's what we do. Come on, man. So thank you all for being in here. The outro track will be added in post. So thank you all for being in here, and we're out. Bye.
Peace.